Cooking can be a chore, or it can be a hobby, a passion, a stress reliever, a communal experience, and so much more. A chef creates a masterpiece from a few ingredients. A home cook finds the reason to put away the laptop and transition from work mode to home mode as their water boils and the pans simmer.
Personal and business finance can be the same way. Most see it as a chore, a necessary evil. But what if you could transform the experience into something enjoyable, stress relieving, and even a work of art? Today, we're bringing together the worlds of finance and culinary delights to help you unlock a whole new perspective on managing your money. Get ready to savor the flavors of financial independence, spice up your savings, and simmer your debt down to a delectable feast of possibilities.
Hey, and welcome to Wealth Wisdom Financial Podcast. We believe when conventional financial thinking doesn't get where you want to go, you need wealth wisdom. So hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching on YouTube, give us a like and comment below. And we'd love write a review. We'd love to hear from you there as well. Gives us warms and fuzzies when we hear from our amazing listeners.
Yes, thank you in advance. Now, this month on the podcast, we're going with the theme, Stop Throwing Spaghetti at the Wall. So we just had to throw in an episode about how personal finance is like cooking. The last episode was made especially for beginners. So if you haven't checked that out, we used learning to become a runner as a metaphor for learning to be good at money. Go back, check that out if you're at the total beginner stage, or if you're so overwhelmed with trying to figure out how to start with money that you aren't even getting started. That last episode was for you. Check it out.
Now, this episode is more for the intermediate level. To use the cooking analogy, you know your way around the kitchen. You can cook spaghetti easily. You've stopped throwing it at the wall at least a little bit. If given a recipe, you follow it diligently, ended up with a fairly good meal. You're no professional chef, but you don't easily get stressed or overwhelmed making a meal for up to 4 people. And your walls look at least okay. Similarly with money, you know your way around a budget spreadsheet or a profit and loss statement. If someone gives you a formula like Ramsey's baby steps, you can figure it out. You're seeing progress and enjoying the fruit of your labor, right? And now you're ready to try out new recipes, or dare we say, create your own. That's what we're going to talk about today.
Now, when you think about it some more, there are a ton of parallels between cooking and personal finance. Cooking has food ingredients that fall into categories like meats, starches, vegetables, fruits, seasonings, dairy, so on and so forth. Personal finance has 4 main categories: income, expenses, assets, liabilities, also known as debts. Cooking is an art of taking those ingredients and finding a tasty combination that you get to enjoy and maybe share with others. Personal finance can be the art of taking your money and the ingredients you're using there and using it and storing it in such a way that you get to enjoy it and maybe even share it with others so they can enjoy it too.
Now that we've dug into that analogy and you know exactly where we're coming from right there, let's ask a powerful question. What would change about how you do money if you approached it more like cooking or like being a chef? Would you follow more recipes before learning to craft your own dishes? Perhaps you'd experience more to see what you'd enjoy rather than just making the same things all the time or watching cooking shows to learn more, right? Maybe you do some meal planning and decide in advance what you do with your money. The possibilities of this analogy are endless. I mean, we could keep going and have a cooking financial channel all in one.
Yeah. And comment below if you think of a way that cooking and finances are similar. Would love to hear your ideas.
Maybe
too.
we'll do a video where we're we're talking about money while cooking spaghetti and not throwing it
Ooh,
at the wall.
not throwing it at the
hopefully.
wall. But I can tell you one thing for sure that you're highly unlikely to do as you're exploring this analogy, and that is to throw a bunch of random things together. Just like you wouldn't blindly grab a few items from the pantry, a couple from the fridge, and just start cooking. If you're approaching personal finance in a way that you actually want to enjoy it, you aren't going to throw random things together and hope and pray it all works out. That might be good for a fun TikTok video, right? Where people roll dice and they have to eat whatever they make or whatever. But it's not a good way to enjoy what you're doing over the long term.
I mean, we might get a lot of views and watches. Who knows? But that's not exactly what we want to do.
I mean, this
right?
is your financial future at stake.
Yeah, exactly. And yet, how many people go through life picking up this financial ingredient and then that one and trying to meld them together when they actually compete with one another rather than reinforce it? I mean, I see this all the time. I mean, it might be you. I mean, who knows, right? You know that. But the best chefs know how to combine ingredients in such a way that they are better together than separately. Consider an American classic, the apple pie. There's pie crust, apples, sugar, butter, cinnamon, and maybe more. I mean, I've never really made an
You could
apple
throw some
pie.
cardamom in there. You could add some awesome
Yeah, you made
flavors.
apple
Maybe
pie.
actually make it a little spicy with some cayenne. So good.
Those ingredients separately are okay, but combined and baked in the oven at the right temperature for the right amount of time, and you've got a tasty, maybe even southern treat. You know, that southern apple pie. I remember that my grandma made. But add one ingredient that doesn't belong, like, I don't know, paprika, and the whole thing is ruined. I don't think I've ever had a paprika apple pie. Maybe somebody's done it,
I
but
don't think
it's
it
one of
tastes
those
that good.
ingredients that I think doesn't go well. It goes well with eggs, I believe, on
You
Thanksgiving.
can tell he's from the South.
Yeah, but not pie.
Yeah, but what if your financial life, if we stick to what we actually know, what if your financial life could be more like an apple pie than a collection of random ingredients? We're going to get to that in a minute, but first, we have to address an elephant in the room.
Now, we know some of our listeners are gonna be like this trend where people stop cooking and eat only or mostly food prepared by others. I mean, this is happening a lot now. We've even seen the trend of restaurant meal planning where you get a dinner for 4 from a restaurant and then divide it into 4 meals to enjoy throughout the week. I mean, that's a TikTok video or something.
Yeah, we get it. Sometimes when life is super busy, the convenience of picking something up from or going to a restaurant is needed. We're big fans of keeping local restaurants alive, employing people, building into our communities. Great. No judgment here, just an invitation on the financial side.
Yeah, with money, hiring out the job of crafting your personal finances is downright dangerous. I'm not just talking about the fraud that can be committed. We see news of financial professionals going to jail for committing fraud all the time. But that's not even the scariest part. The scariest part is that you miss the opportunity of a lifetime to become a better person or better chef or better in your finances.
Here's what we mean. You know that person who's been making meals from scratch their entire adult life? Maybe they even started when they were a teenager or a kid. Did they become that warm-hearted, always has food on the table or to share kind of person and then a good cook later? Not likely. The process of cooking habitually, even when they didn't feel like it, probably changed who they are, changed their brain chemistry, their perception of food, how they see food as being hospitable to others and good for their body, like all those things. The same thing can happen with money. Engaging in your financial journey regularly, even when you don't feel like it, can change your story with money, your demeanor when you talk to people about money, when they bring it up to you. It can even help you have more and be ready to give more to others to bring them joy and you joy at the same time.
The best part of the financial journey isn't where you end, it's who you become along the way. Cooking is more fun with friends. If you wanted to get serious about becoming a chef, you might take on a mentor to teach you, but you still have to put in the work. You have to get in the kitchen, take the ingredients you have, and figure out a meal. Personal finance is more fun with friends, better with a mentor, but requires some work. I mean, we've watched plenty of cooking shows, but we have to actually do it ourselves.
Yeah, so if you want to become a financial chef, someone that enjoys engaging with money, creates wholesome, awesome meals that you get to enjoy and share with others, here's some questions you might want to ponder. How often are you engaging with finance personally and in your business, right? Are you just looking at what the bookkeeper sends you, or are you actually engaging with it? Same, are you just glancing at your bank account balances? Are you digging in? Where did those balances come from? What's happening with them, right? How much are you engaging and how deeply? Do you have a community to do it alongside, to ask questions of, to hear what they're doing, build into each other, get tips, new recipes, right? Kind of old-timey recipe swap kind of idea. And then what about a mentor to learn from? Is there a chef, somebody that's doing finances really well that you would love to learn their recipes and follow their lead and do money like they do money, but then add your own twist to it, add a little bit of cayenne to that apple pie to make it your palate. Yeah, those kind of things.
And if you're ready for those three things so that you can go from making personal finance pasta from a box to making it from scratch, like those are things that we learn in the community. And if you want to create your signature recipe that keeps your financial life perfect for your palate, then I invite you to join our Wealth Wisdom financial community. In there, you will find other individuals to engage with personal finance together and for your business, opportunities to engage with finances in a small way and in large, more comprehensive ways as a community where we get to learn cooking techniques and things like that. Financial cooking techniques.
And of course, we're in there sharing our recipes on the regular so that you can learn from what's working well from us as mentors and guides in that community. You can get started right now at wealthwisdomfp.com/community. Now, this community exists in a private ad-free space. It's not on some social media platform. It's private, ad-free, but it is downloadable as an app on your phone so you can have us with you anytime, wherever you go. When you're ready to engage with money, it's right there. Again, the link to join is wealthwisdomfp.com/community. And let me give you a tip. Right now is the perfect time to join because this past week, just a couple of days before this episode goes live, I shared our signature recipes that help us keep money really simple and enjoyable for us. You can get those right now. Here's when we get the ingredients, right? The income that comes in, exactly what we do with it to make sure that we're enjoying finances and building wealth that's going to last for generations. Again, the link is wealthwisdomfp.com/community.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Hit that subscribe button and live long and prosper. The topics presented in this podcast are for general information only, not for the purpose of providing legal, accounting, or investment advice. On such matters, please consult a professional who knows your specific situation. And I might add, probably cooking advice or chef advice, don't
listen to us for that either.
Yeah, I mean, we do know a little bit, maybe some.
I love cooking shows. I've learned a lot from them. I actually can cut an onion better than him.
I'm pretty good.
No, you get uneven pieces. Okay, we're about to start a marital spat. I better end the recording. We'll see you next time.